Hello, ladies and gentlemen, viewers and subscribers all over the world. Good morning. This early morning, maybe early Friday morning broadcast, being the second day of December in the year 2022. I would not like to take much of our time, neither do I want to waste any time in proceeding to the main business of the day. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I want you to do that as soon as possible. Turn on the notification button so that you'll be the first to be notified each time we go live or post something new on my channel. Like, share, and also comment on my channel so that I will know that you are watching and I will reply you as soon as possible. So please, my good people of Biafra, the lovers of freedom and the lovers of mankind, let us move straight into the business of the day. Tighten your seatbelt and also grab your popcorn, your coke, whatever you can lay your hand on, and listen attentively as we take the headlines. Then we are going to expatiate and pick the most of the news that have most positively effect on us and also on the Biafran struggle, because that is the main motive of this very broadcast of this day. Do not touch the dial. I'm here for you. The continued persecution of Nnamdi Kanu and how Nigeria government is invariably nurturing a volcano. That is the first headline we have here, and we are going to take much of this news concerning the Biafra struggle and what federal government of Nigeria is doing to sabotage this very struggle. Court orders the arrest of Chief of Army Staff for contempt of the court. That is how God will keep on exposing them one after the other. This is among those who have vowed that Biafra can never have a head or Biafra can never proceed. God is suddenly bringing them out. The first one is the AFCC. Second one is the Attorney General Federation. The third is the IGP of Police. Now the Chief of Army Staff. All have violated the content of the court, and they have vowed that Nnamdi Kanu should never be freed. The prayers of all the saints in the Biafra land or in the eastern region is taking effect on them one after the other. So let us continue with our headlines. Delta man flogs a 3-year-old child to death for visiting neighbor's apartment. You can find this news on Invariably.com, Guardian newspaper, Daily Trust, and Sun newspaper. Suspected terrorists kill Nigerian military officer. So please, my dear people of Biafra, we are going to take one more headline before we can go back to the main news of the day. Police arrest man producing bulletproof for terrorists in Katsina State. You can find that in the Vanguard, Daily News, and also NigeriaNews.com for more elaboration on how and why he is producing bulletproof for terrorists who have keep on disturbing the neighborhood and also maiming and killing innocent people in their hood. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped in Kenya, tortured, extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, and arraigned in court on 29th June of 2021 over frivolous charges of treasonable felony and terrorism, with the appellate court, that is the appeal court, Kanu pleaded not guilty. Following the appeal by Kanu, a competent appellate court in Abuja discharged and acquitted the Ipob leader from all charges on 13th of October in the year 2022 and barred all further trial of any case by any Nigerian court. This is on the grounds that the Nigerian judiciary lacks jurisdiction to try Nnamdi Kanu due to the illegal process of his arrest and extradition. But the Muhammadu Buhari led government and the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, rejected the judgment and said that he, Kanu, was only discharged and not acquitted. People who claims to know English are now the one learning English like a child in the primary school. So what is the difference between discharged and acquitted? When somebody is discharged, definitely acquit follows it. So I don't know the kind of law this our Attorney General of the Federation studied, whether he attended a night law school or what, I cannot tell. But the gospel truth still remains that the English It seems like this English is very big for the Aboki. That is what I'm understanding here. I don't know how you see it, but nevertheless, we still keep pushing and keep moving forward. So they have continued to illegally detain the Ipob leader in the Department of State Service (DSS) detention facility, which can be safely described as a dungeon due to the uncomfortable state of the facility. Prominent personalities and world-respected institutions like the United Nations Working Group on Human Rights have called on Nigerian president to release Nnamdi Kanu, but the request fell on deaf ears. Some of the personalities and institutions include late Elder Dunu Mbazulike Amechi, who was the first Nigerian First Republic Aviation Minister. Late Amechi pleaded with the president to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to him as his final wish for his service and devotion to Nigeria. The then 94-year-old man said he could go on his knees if that would soften the heart of Buhari to grant him his last wish. But that request was not granted before he died on November 1 of 2022. May his gentle soul rest in the bosom of the Lord. Amen. Others are Enyom Bianca Ojukwu, wife to late Chukwuemeka Dim Ojukwu, the first Biafra leader and head of state. Chief Raffo Wazirike, the leader of the movement of actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, MASOB, and Kanayo Okanayo, a Nollywood veteran, who called on Buhari to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a birthday gift to him. But all of the above were ignored by the Nigerian president. Members of the European Parliament and the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Determination asked the Nigerian government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and engage him in a political discussions because his demands for a referendum are legitimate under the United Nations charters, which Nigeria is signatory to. Most recent, Jarvis Johnson, a member of the District 139 in the Texas House of Representatives, made a request to Joe Biden, the President of the United States of America, to compel Buhari to obey court order and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. As it stands, there is a blunt refusal of the Nigerian government to comply with court orders and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this has been raising very serious concerns in the minds of conscientious individuals. Pertinent questions like, has Nigeria irredeemably degenerated into a lawless entity? Is the tenets of modern democracy that corrects the share of power amongst the armed government without intimidation from the executive over the judiciary and legislative still prevalent in Nigeria? Or is this just part of the long existing hatred endangered against the Igbos and Biafrans? And that is the truth, because you cannot tell me that almost the whole community, the whole world community have gathered and been telling this very government or this very administration to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and all they could do is to turn deaf ears to their request. In many occasions, even Amechi Mbazulike have pleaded, let him be his last wish, as somebody who has served this nation and fought for the independence of Nigeria. All his pleas till his death have not been obeyed. Then tell me, what else do this government need? Or what else do the government want to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? The question is still lingering on the air without any answers that have given to it. The simple truth for me to say is that the hatred that the people have on the Biafrans and Igbos is something that no one can be able to say. Even me, myself, I cannot quantify the level of the hatred they have on Igbos in all ramifications, because of the fact that the Igbos are the most prosperous in the Nigerian history, both before the Biafran War and after the Biafran War till death. Even those ones who have been in power for years, You know, understand me? Looting and doing every manner of things to Nigerian treasury. To that, they are still, even in their region, they are still the most poverty. I mean, the most poor in the whole world at large. So why can't they be jealous of the Igbos, and why can't they hate Igbos for nothing? Simply because the Igbos have been the most populous. Even all the rejections, even all the ill treatment, inhuman treatment we receive from them, even all the attacks, even all the intimidation, even all the blackmailing, still yet Igbo people keep wallowing and wallowing and wallowing in success. So that is call for them to hate the Igbos. They have subjected the whole Igbos for a kind of poverty that even them themselves are the one collecting the poverty. Can you imagine that the North have held the highest power, and even up to death they are still the ones in all the security apparatus, I mean the high rank officials. It's the same North. It's the same North that said that monkeys swallowed 36 million. The same North, the same people, snakes swallowed 82 million. The same North used 18 billion in clearing bush. The same North stole 174 billion naira from the Accountant General of the Federation. It's the same North. Where are all these funds? Till tomorrow, Nigeria is still recovering Abacha loot. They hold the power, they get the money, and they loot it outside. When they died, it becomes, that is the end. So tell me, why can't they be jealous of Igbos? That is what caused the hatred. The hatred, they hate Igbos in the past because they have already seen that these people are the great nation. Very, very great nation. And that is what triggered they go on to go into war with what do they call it? With Ojukwu. Exactly, that is the point. And today that hatred is still there. That even everything they are subject to Igbos to poverty, but they cannot succeed because Igbos are being made. I mean, they are specially made from God. So anyone that is trying to intimidate or blackmail Igbos is definitely another way doing himself. That is what Igbos are. You cannot keep on maltreating the Igbos even when they said we want to go. You said no, they cannot. Are you forcing people to belong to your side? It is never done. And it is never done. Taking a referendum, it is under the United Nations law that a country who have fought war for over 50 years ago, they have every right to be on their own. So you cannot force people that you must belong to these people, to the country called Nigeria, whereby you have sidelined almost every offices and left them with nothing. You have the president, chief of army staff, you have it, chief of naval staff, you have it, the IGP, you have it. I mean, the custom DJ, you have it. I mean, every good offices. The only office they can give to an Igbo man is a gate man in the Federal Capital Territory. Even the governors we are having in our east being controlled by them. Then tell me, how will ordinary Nigerian or how will an ordinary Igbo man think or feel? Please, my people, let's proceed with our news. This act of disrespect displayed by the Nigerian government to these above-mentioned personalities and institutions show how arrogant and reckless those tribal bigots saturating the political corridor of Nigeria are. Their feudalistic mentality is the driving force to treat Nnamdi, Kanu, Biafrans, and other indigenous population in Nigeria with contempt and disregard. Hence, all and sundry in Nigeria and around the world must rise up and prevail against this band of reprobates. Buhari and his kinsmen should understand that respect is reciprocal. They should not be drunken with power and ignore the sincere call of these individuals and constituted authorities for justice to be served and peace to prevail. Ipob is a non-violent self-determination movement which believes in a democratic world-recognized process, referendum, to determine the fate of Biafrans that were illegally amalgamated by the British since 1914. But the continued illegal prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu could affect the status of a bold principle. The movement's patience could exceed its elastic limits and could revert to anarchy. Nigeria government is wittingly nurturing a volcano that could erupt and destroy the already deliberating entity if they continue to hold the Ipob leader. The only option left for Nigerian President Buhari is to hearken to the voice of reason, release Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, and engage Ipob in a dialogue to discuss the future of the union. And that is what, if I am to advise the current Nigerian president, that is what he's supposed to do. There's nothing bad in the dialogue. There's nothing bad in taking what do they call it? Is in taking a political solution to what the Biafrans are agitating for. You cannot sideline somebody from all your government and you still expect them to be happy. You are there. You are also controlling our own government from Asorok. All the cabals are the one controlling the APC government in the east. That is why Hope Uzodinma keep on killing and maiming the innocent youths in Imo State. Look at what is happening in Imo State. Look at what is happening currently in Enugu State. All this is have been imported violence to destabilize the peace in the eastern region. And when we speak, they will say, there's no freedom of speech again in Nigeria. To the extent of even a first lady of the country going to arrest a 16-year-old boy simply because the boy said he have eaten Nigerian money and grow fat. Then tell me, which money have she been eating? Have she have any workshop? Has she ever worked for salary? If not being on the Asorok and traveling all over the world with Nigerian money. And when somebody speak, I mean, it's like there's no freedom of speech again in Nigeria. That is what I'm saying. And it is very, very bad. It's not speak good about the country because the country is on the verge of going down to the dust. Court orders for the arrest of Chief of Army Staff for contempt of the court. The Niger State High Court sitting in Minna has ordered the arrest of Chief of Army Staff COAS General Farouk Yahya for disobeying a court order. Justice Halim Abdul Malik said the order followed upon hearing the motion on notice brought before the court pursuant to Order 42 Rule 10 of Niger State High Court Civil Procedure of 2018. The presiding judge also ruled that the Commandant, Training and the Doctrine Command in Minna, Major General Olubanga Olabanji, should be arrested for the said offense. Justice Malik ruled that the order is commuting Yahya and Olabanji to kept in Minna correctional custody for contentions of the order of this court on 12th October of 2022. The judge ruled that the two suspects are to remain in custody until they purge themselves of contempt. Justice Malik therefore adjourned the case to December 8 for continuation. Court sentences IGP Baba to 3 months in prison for contempt of the court. Court charges EFCC chairman Bawa for contempt of the court. Look at them. That is what I keep saying. That they keep coming out. These are those ones who have vowed that the Biafran land can never be at peace. They have vowed that they will do everything humanly possible to frustrate all the Biafrans. But all their plans is gradually turning against them. All their evil plans is gradually bringing them to what? To book. They will not do anything to Biafrans because we have been ordained by Chukwuka from heaven. And there's nothing they can do to us. Other than when they plan evil against us, the evil will be before them and their families. Don't look at how they are dying like rats. Simply because they refuse to obey the last order. Free Nnamdi Kanu and have your peace. They refused. You people will keep on having all these miscarriages as long as Nnamdi Kanu and you people refuse to give us Biafra. Delta man flogged 3-year-old child to death for visiting neighbor's apartment. A 25-year-old father has been arrested by police in Delta State for allegedly flogging his daughter to death. The suspect, identified as a God's gift, Owarehen, was said to have descended on the 3-year-old girl after she left home to visit their neighbor's apartment. The incident, according to reports, happened on Wednesday yesterday in the Alaja community in the Udu local government area of Delta State. The innocent child was said to have been sick for some time, but her father reserved no sympathy as he caned and inflicted bodily injuries on her. Okute News learned that the suspect fled the scene immediately on noticing that the young child had given up the ghost as an aftermath of the merciless beating. Nemesis, however, caught up with him at Ubego community near Alaja as the vigilante team in the area arrested him and consequently handed him over to the operatives of the Nigerian police in Ovian Alaja division. The public relations officer for Delta State Command, Bridget Edafe, confirmed the incident to newsmen on Thursday in text message without providing more details on the matter. That is all you need to do. You need to know about the man who said that he's tired of being a father, or he's tired of having his freedom other than what will I call it? That he have the effrontery to kick and flog his daughter to death. What a word. How can this be happening in a country whereby you know that things is not working normally, and all he could do is simply because your daughter visited your neighbor, a 3-year-old daughter, not that she went there for anything. I mean, what could trigger that action in the first place? How can a father flog his own daughter to death simply because not that the child do anything inhuman, not that the child do anything that is not moral or not acceptable in the society, simply because the child visited the neighbor? You flog the child to death and you run away, thinking that you will go free with it. Any boy that shed blood, that blood will keep on following you, and that is why the spirit of that little child could not allow you to go far, very close to your own community, and you are being nabbed. That sounds you right. At least you will have at least 20 or 15 years of your age reduced to prison, because you are not going to go scot-free with it. No matter how you try, no matter the kind of lawyer you bring, this is a murder case, and you must sorely face the wrath of the law in full course. So, my dear people of Biafra, the lovers of freedom and the lovers of mankind, this is an early morning Friday broadcast to wish all my people happy Friday and happy new month to everyone. Until I come your way again, I still remain your one and the only Okute Deletor. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share my content, and also bring out your family and friends to be part of this. I'm signing out. Bye for now.